Thank you so much for tuning in to Carki Global Biblical Inspiration. I am Dr. Kiki Singletary-Williams. It's my pleasure to be with you this evening. And I also would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're tuning into this broadcast, I pray that you'll still be blessed regardless. I would like to invite your attention to First Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4. First Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4. Now, this is a New Living Translation, and I prefer to always speak from the King James Version translation, but I want it to resonate with you in more applicable terms because this particular verse says it means the same thing. But I wanted to share this with you. Finally, dear brothers and sisters, we urge you in the name of the Lord Jesus to live in a way that pleases God, as we have taught you. You live this way already, and we encourage you to do so even more. So I want to just speak really briefly, living to live again, okay? When we talk about living to live again, sometimes people only think of, oh, wow, this person is considering and talking about the afterlife. You know, if God calls them home, we know that they're saved and they're going to make it in and they're saved. Yes, that is the purpose of living and sacrificing of yourself and of your flesh and, living as pleasing unto God so that you can hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Absolutely. But I also want to talk about living to live again while we're here. Okay. Um, we need to know what it is we can and cannot do. Most times we already know what we can and cannot do. Okay. You know you are not supposed to eat that whole 5-quarter ice cream in a week by yourself. You know that you weren't supposed to do X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. And it's unfortunate that sometimes we allow ourselves to get a pass, so to speak, on certain behaviors, and then there's no accountability. Like nobody's challenging you on this, or nobody's holding you accountable. Nobody is saying, wait a minute, you already had 8, pieces of cake, or hey, did you work out today, or whatever. Sometimes we don't have that form of accountability, and it's really important that we have it for the simple fact that it helps us to stay on task. And I want to just talk about living to live again and restarting things that we know we should do, right, while we're here, because your goal is to live a good life while you're here. You want to travel if that's your thing. You want to you know have a huge family and have gatherings if that's your thing. You want to have a reasonable portion of your health. And so everyone has something that's near and dear to them. And I want us to make a concerted effort to push through to make it a priority. Like, we are made up of mostly water. So, as water based humans, we need to be drinking more water. I get it. Nobody wants to drink water. Oh, it tastes nasty. But find a flavor that you could add to it to curb the taste. Or this is it. When we are eating or drinking or indulging, your taste buds are involved very, very, a very, very small amount of time. People say, oh, I can't try that, or I don't eat that. Oh, it's just the taste. Well, if something is deemed good for you, regardless as to how it tastes, we got to train our mind and say, I'm not even going to trip with that. I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do because this is good for me ultimately. So we've got to make sure we're drinking enough water. We have to make sure that we are getting enough exercise every day. Remember, we're living to live again. We're not just depending upon pills and supplements and medications. We've got to be doing what we can to make sure that we're healthy and we're strong. You definitely want to be making better food choices. Some people say organic costs more, but guess what? You're going to pay up front or you're going to pay later. It's all about your health. If you're going to put that time and effort and the resources together early in life so that it's all good later, fine. It may cost you a little more. But if you don't do those things, making healthy food choices, getting enough rest, drinking plenty of water, guess what? Later on in life, it's a toll on your health. So we've got to make a decision on what's important to us. And we've got to start today. Despite a pandemic, despite anything else going around, you're here and you're hearing my voice. You are in the driver's seat. It doesn't matter how far off the bandwagon you've fallen. If you're hearing me, then today is a great opportunity for you to start living so that you can live again. Too many people have gone on and they haven't lived fulfilled lives because they were discouraged or they were distracted or they felt like, oh, what's the use? Oh, why should I try? I've been doing it this way for X amount of time. I want to just share with you, you and I were given a certain amount of time to be on this earth. And we've got to determine what we're doing with said time. It's very important. We've got to decide what we're doing with that time. There's too many folks checking out of here before their time. You've got to check your blood pressure. You have to make sure that you're eliminating stress and toxic environments. I am a certified CPR, first aid, AED instructor through the American Red Cross. And in my dealings with people, I have to show them how to save a life, how detrimental the process is so that you can at least just keep that heart beating and that the oxygen flowing to that brain. It's not a pretty experience. But through those courses, I'm able to reach people and say, listen, take a moment and read what's on the ingredients of what you're consuming. Take a moment to decide, is this scenario even worth my energy, my resource of myself to introduce myself into this scenario? Because stress is a silent killer. High blood pressure is a silent killer. People don't know they have it. Hey, I feel fine. What are you talking about? And then they go on and it gets so out of whack and so far gone that it's too late. So I want to just press upon you, not here to beat you over the head at all. I want to simply encourage you to do what you can a moment at a time. Like if my goal is to work my way up to exercising for a whole 60 minutes a day, then guess what? I need to at least start with 10 minutes a day. Or you know what? For somebody else, that might be 15 minutes a day. Somebody else, it might just be barely 5 minutes a day. But we've got to start somewhere. We've got to make a concerted effort to put ourselves first. You got to put this on your calendar. Meal planning. I know it sounds like it's going to take a whole lot of resources and time. And oh my God, you have to separate this and write it down. Oh, put this in the freezer. Oh, I forgot to put this in the freezer. I get it. But do what you can to make strategic choices in what we consume. Some of the foods that we're eating is not plant-based. Some of the foods we're eating, they were created in laboratories. So find out what you're consuming. Listen to your body. Find out what is your blood type. Certain blood types, guess what? You need all the meat you can find. Other blood types, you can't have meat at all. It's all fruits and vegetables. And everyone else is somewhere in between. But find out what works for you. Let's be committed to seeing how much we can pour back into ourselves. We should be living every single day to live again. When the Lord wakes me up in the morning, it's an opportunity for me to start over fresh. He said, my mercies are renewed every morning. So guess what? There's enough mercy, there's enough grace waiting for me the next day. So I need to find out, what am I doing with it? I can't just keep going and reliving the same cycles and cycles and cycles. I've got to, at a point, make a determination what I'm going to do. And we should be living to live again. Yes, We want to be able to hear the Lord say, well done, and we're living so that he can be proud of us and leading and guiding us and directing us. But we also don't want to be so godly focused and heaven minded that we forget to live and take care of things we're supposed to take care of while we're on this earth. We are responsible for the time that we're given. We're responsible for our emotional well-being, our mental well-being, our physical well-being. Don't get it twisted. Yes, we will have to give an account for every deed done in our body, but we're also going to have to give an account to, well, why didn't you go talk to someone and have a consultation? You know, you were dealing with things mentally that were off. What did you do with it? You knew you were having this concern with your health. Why didn't you go get seen? Or, so let's make, and I don't want to say anything that could be controversial on this matter, but let's make it our business to find out how to live on purpose, how to make better decisions. You might do better working out in the morning. Somebody else might do better working out at lunch. Somebody else may do better working out at midnight. Long as you work out and it works for you, do it. Let's not continue this cycle of knowing changes need to be made and not making those changes. We are accountable. We will be held accountable. And that's all the reason to make sure that we are being responsible. Yes, if you know that you eat pork and you get a headache and you almost can't move because you're dizzy and falling all out, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't eat pork, or whatever it is. So find out what's going on with you. Go and get checked out by a physician. Listen to your body, and then make adjustments. We need to be living like we want to live again. It's been my pleasure to be with you today. I want to thank God for you. Every single prayer request, I want you to know that we are really diligently praying and seeking God on your behalf. Not just something to say or a cliche that sounds good. We're definitely seeking God for you. And we know that he will answer. For those who've been blessed to bless us, we appreciate you because it helps us to further the mission, such as food assistance, toys, toiletries, socks, comforters, things that we can help people with. Is a blessing. So thank you so much. If it's been laid on your heart to bless us, you are actually helping us to reach others, and God will certainly bless you. Be blessed, and remember, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I can't sit up here and tell you, girl, you need to do this. Oh man, what about this? You know. And so today, I would like to just be in partnership with you that we are going to start living to live again. God bless you.
Through the fire, through the flood, light my pathway. In the dark, shine the light, make it right. Be the hero and the beacon in my life.
I want you to stay
right here, right now, forever and always.
I want you to stay.
I need a promise, just say you'll stay with me.
Just tell me.
Say you'll stay with me. When the sun shines on my face, I have the gift of your strength to face the day. So much joy, so much peace. I'm so thankful for the treasure
You've given me.